Get the frig out of here, for frig's sakes. Get out of here now. Lock up this gate and get out. Open it up just enough to fit my Mazda through and get out of here. I got home. Darn it! Not straight home. Gotta go check out Wallaceburg. Navigator, see what's there. If nothing's there, we'll at least get some snacks. There's nothing in the toy section, but I did see the overnight cleaner lady, and she was in civilian clothes talking on the phone like she was waiting for somebody to bring something out. So I'm gonna go double check. And my gut was right. It's funny, so I said to you guys on the video, I seen the little old scalper lady there, the overnight cleaning lady, hanging out in front of the pegs on her cell phone. Sounded like she was telling somebody she was there. So I said, okay, I'll go get my food, I'll act like I've left, and then I'll double back. And sure enough, I doubled back and got Giuliano most of the boulevard set. Anyway, but yeah, her friend was bringing her stuff out of the back. So, and me, I don't care if I see it. I'll just, if they put it out or whatever, I'll just grab it, because it's they're not supposed to be doing that as employees. So I'll just be like, yoink. I did that one morning actually. They let us in 5 minutes early, and usually what that lady does is she'll clean anything of value off the pegs, and then as they're unlocking the doors to let us in, she's going through the till right at 7 a.m. So we're walking over to the toys and she's cashed out going to her husband's car. But one day we got in 5 minutes early and we rounded the corner, and it was a fresh restock, and they had a ton of high resale stuff, premium Hot Wheels. And she had all the sets broken up. Like, she basically, there's usually every set of 5 Hot Wheel cars, there's 1 or 2 really hot cars out of the set. The rest are peg warmers. She had stripped all the hot cars from the sets. And yeah, I went to go get a full set. It's missing the hot car. I looked over at her. She had a bunch of stuff in her shopping cart because she wasn't expecting us to walk around the corner. I said, oh, you work here, right? I'll take those. And she kind of looked at me. I said, well, these are full sets, and you have all the cars, the popular cars there. You work here, so I'll grab those. And yeah, I actually grabbed them. It's one thing to do that and help people out, but when you're doing it for the wrong reason, like, I'm not gonna lie, if I could do that, I would. But none of my friends would have any wants, and you know darn well I wouldn't be making a dime off them. It's a weird thing about the hobby. It's more and more accepted to rip people off. Like, they talk to me like I'm a weirdo, because it's like, you just charged your buddy $5 for that car you got in the store, like an extra $5. Like, what makes it worth $5? Because you touched it? That's your friend you're doing it to? But yeah, it's become even more normal since I came in the hobby. So that's why I got my own little clique, and I stay kind of in that clique, and I help those guys out, and that's it. Because another thing that happens is a lot of these guys, it's gimme, 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 and then when they find stuff, it's, oh, well, this one I'm gonna keep. No. Nice try. So yeah, I just stick to, I got my own little, very tight, small circle, and believe me, it was through trial and error, guys, because for about 1.5 years or 2 years, I was grabbing stuff for anybody. I gave out so many of those green Forza Porsches to people I didn't even know for retail. I don't regret it. Well, I regret some of them that I gave to some people, because I know that they're going to turn around and just scalp the hell out of them. But I learned a lot about people anyway in the hobby. And we are almost at the KRAK IT Diecast Museum.
It's Morgan Freeman here. This episode of Crack It with Retro Collectibles is sponsored by, and in conjunction with, the godfather of diecast, the mysterious but generous Glenn Cowie, and the Cowie Diecast Museum, letting expensive diecast cars breathe since 2019.
Okay, we're about to get into some unboxing fun, guys. I did a total impulse buy today, but I'm so glad that I did. Seen those on my break wearing my work shoes and said, oh, I need a new pair. They looked comfy, and let me tell you, after a day of work, woo! Here's what we're working on today. Boom! Superbee. Guess when that's sealed from? It's a brand new from 1996. Just running to the car, but check out the, I remember the $12 AliExpress flashlight. Still can't get over that. Okay guys, gently, oh, I knocked this over a second ago and I said to Glenn, just my luck. Oh, by the way, oh, 1 sec, I'll kill the washer. Good thing about that is I could shut the door. So I'll tell Glenn the same time as I tell you guys, the dude that was just in the video with the funny shorts, I originally just videotaped him to get a chuckle because of his outfit he was wearing. I'm not sure, I want the outfit, I mean, you know. But anyway, there's an old lady, an older woman there told me he's actually an actor, like he's not like a huge, like a famous actor. Dutch Juman. Have you heard of that, Glenn? Heard of an actor named Dutch Juman?
Nope.
Yeah, I've never heard. That's what the older lady said his name was, and it was older people that were reacting to him. I didn't know who it was, but that's Dutch Juman. That's an interesting name. Maybe spelled Jumann. I would hope. I don't know. Anyway, so on here we unbox a variety of stuff. Everything from super expensive, you know, people think I'm crazy for opening it, to $30 cars that are crap, okay? But the thing is, it's a channel where we see everything unboxed. From awesome stuff to bad stuff, because some of the stuff, how are we gonna know if it's bad if we don't open it? And then you guys see it somewhere, go, oh, that looks good, and buy it, it's crap because Retro Collectibles didn't show you. So I don't think there's gonna be a problem with this, but I'm very interested to see it because like I said earlier, this is from 1997. This comes from the same gentleman as the 3 Mopar unboxing that I think I forgot to put the link in the last video, and I'm going to do that tonight. And I'll put the link in this video. If you like Mopars, it's a triple unboxing video I did 2 days ago of 3 beautiful Cudas by Supercar Collectibles. That plum crazy purple 440, woo, that's nice. But anyway, sometimes this stuff here, the older stuff, surprises us because the general, and I tell people this all the time, I'll get people, so I'll show them something, oh, that's 20 years old. And now being 20 years old, 25, 30 years old, now there are advancements with technology, with the way they make this stuff. So you might, more detailed as time goes by, right? What surprised me, the last video, so the Supercar Collectibles cars had gorgeous paint, everything like that. Yesterday's video was the Coronet, the 69 Dodge Coronet. Or not yesterday's video, the last video, whenever we put this one up. It was the Dodge Coronet. It was a very sweet car, okay? Before I unboxed that, I said this might be a case of it looks old and we wouldn't be interested in it, but then we open up the box and we're like, holy crap, it's detailed out the wazoo. And it was. It was from 1999 or 8, I believe, or maybe it was 2000. Actually, I think it's 2001. But I said, like I was going over it, the interior was done up nice, like the chrome window roll up levers, everything. And I said, let's see what's under the hood. I said, I'm not, it's not going to be plumbed and wired, because of how old it is, but let's have a look. It's plumbed and wired. I was like, wow, like, oh my goodness. That's probably when they first started doing it. So I'm going to say the same thing. I doubt this one's going to be plumbed and wired, but you never know, because I said that for the last one. Very different looking boxes from what they have now. Same idea. It comes on the base. And like I said, this is from that collection that Glenn has so far. We've unboxed 4 from that guy, and they have never breathed the air. The sealed air in these boxes, so far I've opened up 2 of them, and I got a big whiff of a used bookstore. That's what it smells like, used bookstore. You know what I'm talking about, if you're old enough. All those Archie comics. But that's what the inside of it smells. So this one is sealed, never been touched by human hands either. And you can really tell, I explained about the gloves last video too, why we wear gloves. But these, you can absolutely tell they've never been handled. These 4 cars of this guy I'm unboxing, because there is no fingerprints anywhere. But it does have those straps, so we got to get them off before it does damage. And we're going to put some light on for us. Ooh, right lads. Okay, so I'm going to hold this here while I read you some. Dodge's 69 Superbee is the embodiment of American muscle with its high-profile 440 6-pack, 4-speed manual, and stump-pulling 410-1 gears, and a bulletproof 9 3/4-inch Dana rear end. Based on mid-size Coronet hardtop, there was nothing fancy about Dodge's Superbee. Inside, the family-type bench seats came standard, while buckets were an option. Such amenities as air conditioning, disc brakes, fancy road wheels, and wheel covers were omitted from the option sheet. The idea was to save the change for pure get up and go. The 426 Hemi was the top engine option. However, the blue-collar choice was the much cheaper 440 that was very trick, with a high-flow 6-pack consisting of a trio of 2-barrel Hollies atop an aluminum metal block intake manifold. To the muscle car masses, the 6-pack name helped popularize their chosen engine, which was a very potent package, bone stock. It developed 390 horsepower at 4,700 RPM and 390 foot-pounds of torque at 3,600 RPM. Enough to propel the nearly 4,000-pound Superbee to a quarter mile of 13.6 at 105 miles per hour. Digging on stock G70 by 15 red streak tires. Add slicks and a few tricks, and the weekend drag racer would easily trim a second or so off the ET. Dodge was sure thinking of the drag racer with their new B. The fiberglass hood could be lifted completely off. Once the 4 chromed hood pins were pulled, most racers set the hood on top of their B and had ample room to change spark plugs, set timing, or adjust the Hollies. Yeah. And I like how they call it like a blue collar, no frills. Like they didn't add a bunch of diamonds and pearls. They just go fast. Love it. And that thing, guys, in actual life, that is huge. Huge. If you've never been around a car like this and you're at a car show, go up and stand beside it, have a look at it just to appreciate the size of this. Okay? Now there's cars coming out of the factory with way more horsepower than that. Okay, so we are going to crack it. So we're gonna need our little, one of our unboxing knives, because these are true, the last 4 are true, sealed, never been out of the box, never been touched by human hands other than the factory. Don't smell any library yet. We'll get it, or used bookstore yet. Oh, and it boasts steerable wheels, opening doors and hood, detailed chassis, complete interior, and a 440 cubic inch 6-pack engine. Now, I'm going to guess that the interior is nicely detailed with the chrome accents and stuff like the last one we unboxed. I'm going to guess it is, but you never know because it's from 1990. Did I say 6? Yeah, 6. So I was 18 years old. I had to do the math. I was 18 years old when this was in the stores. A nice looking interior. White with the blue. I like the red line wheels. So again, to new collectors, new collectors or new viewers, sorry my existing viewers, but I repeat it every time. If you're gonna open this stuff, keep everything, the boxes, plastic inserts. Be very careful not to mark your plastic window. That is a lot of the curb appeal. The only thing we throw out at Cowie Diecast Museum is rubber straps. Even if it looks like an insignificant little piece of plastic, keep it. And keep your boxes mint. So we got it paperwork from back in the day. Welcome to Team Ertl, American Muscle Collectors Club. Ah, free display case for a 1/18 scale vehicle. An exclusive quarterly team newsletter. Well, Glenn, you gonna do it? Fill it out and send it in?
Yep.
I don't think that maybe you won't get anything back, but
Probably not.
well, income level, it starts at 10 to 25,000, and the top one is 75 and up. Did you purchase this 118 Earl product yourself? So yeah, it's just asking a bunch of questions. Basically, whether it's your parents' money you're spending or your own and all that, but you get a free membership.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's not. $5. You got to mail it in with a $5 registration fee, and it's it. But you get a free display case for a 118.
Yep.
Okay, and first glance, the paint's looking beautiful. Like I mentioned in previous videos, Ertl, we don't have a lot of trouble with the paint. One or two we've had paint rash. Sadly, one of my favorite cars by Ertl, my Starsky and Hutch striped tomato, has some paint rash. But sitting there, you don't see it. Like, you gotta go right up and look at it close, so it doesn't bother me. It was sealed in the box. It's just something that happens once in a while. Surprisingly, it's the more high-end ones that I usually see with the paint problems. But I guess Ertl, when they've been doing it for that long, it's kind of hard to, oh, the paint nice and smooth. And that's another thing too, guys, when it's been like this and sealed and never out of the box and nobody's opened it, when you touch the paint like that, it's just, like it's a different feeling. Just smooth. Okay, so we're gonna get this off the base and we're gonna get it off the straps. So this base is a standard 2-bolt. It's not the flathead like we dealt with the last 3 unboxings actually. It's a Phillips. But that's okay because we have a complete unboxing toolkit on the main floor here at the Cowie Diecast Museum within arm's reach. Everything we need to do an unbox in an emergency unbox situation. Speaking of actors, by the way, I'll tell Glenn this, and this is something I'm 100% not kidding. I found out in the last couple years, I have a cousin that's a celebrity. And the funny thing is, my cousin, Steve Donovan, who's on my Facebook, you could see the resemblance in the face. I'm related to Frasers from Nova Scotia. And I guess Encino Man, Brandon Fraser, I guess his mom was a Fraser or something like that. I've never met him, never spoke to him, but I am related to Brandon Fraser, the Encino Man. I guess he's got kin in Nova Scotia, and those are my kin. So, yeah, my uncle and my cousin told me and Diane about that when we drove to Nova Scotia to visit everybody about 5 years ago. I thought it was pretty cool. And like I said, I look at the guy's picture and I could see my cousin Steve in him, and Steve's a Donovan. Yeah, when we were sitting at the table when we were talking about it, Diane pointed that out. She said, Steve looks like him. And I looked, I said, oh my goodness, he does. Okay. But like I said, guys, never met him, never spoke to him. Like, if I was going to make something like that up, Hulk Hogan's my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be something a lot more interesting and cool than that. Mike Tyson's my cousin by marriage. He was here on the weekend. You know, like, you know what I'm saying. If I'm going to make something up, it's going to be a heck of a lot more interesting. Okay. And where the heck? Looking for that little yellow knife I just had. I'm gonna pause this for a sec. Sorry guys, I paused it because with my luck I'd stab myself on camera by sitting on it or something. Okay, just getting this strap off. Bottom of it. Wow. The exhaust pipes are not filled in. I don't remember seeing that before. That's not a good sign for, like, it's got chrome exhaust tips, but weird. And it's not that they forgot to do it, I don't think. It's just they didn't do it. But again, this is 1996, guys, so think of all the advancements since then as well. Like, I wouldn't even grade this against like a Highway 61 or something like that. I wouldn't do it. I would get smoked. I wouldn't even put it against a modern one, like a modern Ertl, or steering's nice, steer's nice. Okay, so the bands are off, guys. You know what we're gonna do? No paint rash whatsoever. Trunk does not open. We're not surprised. It does not open though. The plate, I don't know if there's significance to that. It's a Georgia plate, WBC 365. Back deck is nicely detailed. The valance, whatever you call it. Tail lights, different color plastic. Front grille bumper nicely done. We're gonna save the best for last, of course. Okay, so we're gonna come across over here to the Canadian side, have a look. And like I thought, I'm glad to say that they put little detail accents on the door. Because I hate seeing a car, I hate to say it, but those supercar collectibles ones, as beautiful as the paint was, but they're from the late 90s, but this is from 96, I mean, and they did it. But I hate when they go all out and then you open up the interior and this is all the same color, when they could have just went boop, boop, you know what I mean? Same when you open up a hood and the battery's all the same color and everything. And there's that bench seat, guys. Usually in these cars, we see buckets in these 118 cars, a lot of them. That is that big bench. It really is no frills. There's a 4 on the floor shifter. I would love to drive one of these. You guys know I'm a manual guy. My Mazda's a manual. I would love to drive around in a truck with the shifter on the floor. Door opens, beautiful, wow. Like for a second it felt like the paint was sticking a little bit, but both doors open nice. It does have windshield wipers as well that are different colors. Some cars don't have any at all, or they're just molded plastic, whatever. So that's good that they did them in silver. Now here we go. We're gonna look at the from the driver's side. It's okay. Like, I mean, from the era that it is, I don't think it's horrible. They at least filled in the gauges, gave it a wood grain steering wheel. Like, I've seen a lot worse on newer high-end cars where the interior is just all one color. So I'm not going to complain about that. So far, so good. I like the look of it, guys, because it's just, like they said, a no-frills, utilitarian type muscle car. Doesn't even have fancy rims. Too much weight. Okay, so this hood doesn't open like a regular hood, remember? We were told that it pulls off, and guys used to put it up on the roof to tune her up. We're not going to put her on the roof, but we're going to pull her off because we have to have a look at the engine, not only here, but up on the Retro Collectibles Look-See set under different lighting conditions. And this has a little bit of sticky paint, I believe, so I'm going to be very careful and go under just a lip here. There we go. There we go. Just been a minute. I like the details on that. They didn't forget to put that. Yeah, it's so that's what I'm talking about, guys, but I'm not gonna knock them because this is from 1996. I mean, things changed since then. Back then, I think these were more to put on the shelf and look at them walking by. Because the outside of it looks great. Like, just sitting there, it looks great. I don't think there's a thing wrong with that. I think it's even going to sit properly like a real car would. It's got the stripe. I think the exterior looks excellent. But that's what I'm talking about when I mentioned about the battery not being filled in. Like, see the little terminals? Chrome paint pen. And ding, 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 ding. Silver, silver, silver. This little cap here, silver. Just little stuff like that, and it would dress it right up. Maybe put a decal there, 446 pack, whatever. But we are gonna have to look at it under those different lighting conditions. So let's go have a look. Now, we talked about technology earlier. This is why it's important to get better shots or more shots on the Retro Collectibles Look-See set under those different lighting conditions. And the paint is gorgeous. No smudges, no prints. Don't usually see them like this from that era. So the last video we did, guys, if you remember, was the unboxing of that one that surprised us for the details, and it was the 69 Coronet. So maybe after we have a look around at this a little bit more, I'll show you the Coronet beside this one and show you what I'm talking about those details. See, this is under that hood bay, guys. Now, with the hood on it, and the car just sitting there, it looks great just the way it sits. It even sits properly. But if this was my car, I'd be chroming up those terminals, just adding little things I can handle without screwing it up, you know? And we're gonna come around to the American side this time. Now, what they did here is it looked like they used little stickers, but they work well. I don't mind them at all. They work well. But the rest looks very blank, doesn't it? Look at that radial molded. But again, I don't hold it against them because it's 96. And they did at least make the effort to get the little window crank and the door handle. I didn't have the light on for the engine, guys, but not much to see anyway. Not like it's got wires hiding. They did the red line tires on it. I like the stripe, of course. But just to give you guys a look from the Canadian side over here this time. They worked on the gauges. Basically anything you could see, they put a little effort in. But then the radio, everything else is blank. But again, for 96, I'm not going to complain. Now, just to show you guys how it sits, I think it sits perfect like it should. I like the color of it. It's like a utilitarian type color. I like how it's plain Jane, it just got power like they described. So if you debated getting one, I would get it, but I would go into it knowing you're getting it to sit it on the shelf to look good. It doesn't have a lot of other details, but right here looks good. Another piece of advice before I compare it with the one that's a little bit more high-end. Bang for the buck. Now, would I buy one of those? Yes. But it would depend on the price point. I'm in Canada, so I pay in Canadian funds, obviously. One of those, and the box would have to be mint. Like you could see the ribs on the box still almost. I would pay 80 bucks if the box was super, 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 super mint. Just because the outer looks awesome, but the inner doesn't have the sizzle. You know what I'm saying? But then we come over here and we got the coronet. It's scissors. Okay, so the coronet came out 5 years later than this one, guys, in 2001. So again, this blue one has a reason to not be up to where this other one is. But I'm just going to show you this one here that I'm going to show you. It's not known as a super detailed model. But it's one of the older ones that I opened it up and was like, holy crap, I wasn't expecting that. If you missed yesterday's video, I'll put a link in the description. That's what the box looks like. Some of the cars in these boxes, you can get one that's super detailed, or you can get one that doesn't have the battery terminals filled in. So we have it up on the Retro Collectibles Look-See set for those different lighting conditions. But you could see 2001, it's actually plumbed and wired. Little stuff like the coolant cap filled in, battery terminals filled in, rad cap. Little stuff that makes all the difference. And there's no difference or no reason why this one here looks like this and this one looks like this. They're scissors. But same company, guys. One thing I'll say, I do not like the way that hood snaps on and off of that car. Feels like you're gonna snap it. Similar though, eh? Think of it as the Ford Tempo or Mercury Topaz. This is a 69 Superbee, 69 Coronet. Coronet has a little bit more frills. It's got headrests. So guys, remember, look at that. What a difference 5 years can make. Holy crap. This is the one, like I said, I told you guys in that video, either the interior will be awesome and shock us or it'll stink. It shocked us. And one last look. And utilitarian and beautiful to the left here. right down to this one having bucket seats, and this one having the big old bench. Good night, girls. Guys, you told Glenn my teeth look like peanut brittle again. You're not supposed to tell nobody that. Come on. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed tonight's unboxing. Funny thing is, this is happening pretty well the same day as the last unboxing, or was that yesterday? Yeah, I did that one yesterday maybe, or was it today? I don't remember. Yeah, starting to get legit tired, but it's because I was up since 8 a.m. and I work afternoon shifts. But it's awesome because when I get up in the morning, I've got energy. I get up to go pee at like 8:30, and I stay up. So, but I'm hoping you're enjoying the unboxings and the extra energy and extra seeing us here at the Cowie Diecast Museum. Smash the like button for me. We got something coming up on the weekend here. Not going to tell you yet. Keep it a surprise. Hit, obviously, smash like for me. Hit subscribe and share. And as always, guys, happy hunting.